Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. That's probably the quietest I got this room in 10 years. Thank you very much for that. It's wonderful to see all of you this morning. I'm sorry I haven't said hello to everybody that's here today. I will do my best to get around before the end of this morning. I hope you've enjoyed your continental breakfast and the company at your tables. I heard quite a bit of conversation going on, so I hope you're having a good morning. I'm so grateful that each of you have joined with us this morning. Your presence here is important on so many levels. You know, each year we meet, we share new stories about remarkable people who are effectively changing their lives in a most dramatic way. Today, we hope to share some of the outstanding work that our Volunteers America family of staff and volunteers are accomplishing on a daily basis because of you. These stories of real people have kept me here for 35 years serving this incredible ministry. You know, in fact, You know, after reaching that milestone, I've been asked several times, but I was asked one time, when am I going to retire as president and CEO? And I didn't quite understand the question. Beyond the obvious, thinning hair, and I have new glasses this year. These are real glasses this year, but the eyesight going. But 35 years. No, retirement is not in my immediate future. I'm going to stick this out a little bit longer. And the reason is in two parts. First, there's so much more to do. You know, there are 12,000 children in Sacramento County living at the fringe, on the fringe of homelessness. And each day, kids in our family shelter escape that environment. Nearly 6,000 senior abuse cases are reported each year in Sacramento County. But today, seniors at the Senior Safe House find refuge from those who were supposed to love them. And each day across this country, 22 veterans commit suicide. But others find hope and continue living their lives through Volunteers America veterans programs. The second part is because of you, all of you. Many of you have supported Volunteers of America for years, and for this I'm so very, very grateful. And others are new to us here today, learning about Volunteers of America for the first time. Regardless, your presence here inspires me. What a great turnout. Thank you so very much. I'm energized and eternally grateful to see all of you here. It means so much. But this morning, I will share why we do what we do and how you can be a part of that special ministry of service. It is only together that we will ensure that more foster youth have housing and employment opportunities when aging out of the foster care system, more veterans recover from the wounds of war, and more seniors escape the abuse that they were trapped in. First and foremost, Volunteers of America provides our special ministry of service because we believe every person deserves an opportunity to succeed. Because of you, I can share the story of Curtis, who at 18 feels it is his responsibility to support his sister, his 16-year-old sister, his mother, and his granny. And after his mother's injuries prevented her from working, Curtis turned to selling drugs to pay for the rent. After being arrested, he knew he had needed help beyond what was around him. At our transitional housing program for at-risk youth, Curtis worked on the life skills and employment training he needed to support himself, if necessary, his family. And although he was quite proud of his first paycheck from Subway, he knows it is just the first step. And with his high school graduation now 3 weeks away, he's working diligently with our staff to prepare for the next steps in his life. He knows that what he needs to do to become the man that God wants him to be. And while we can't remove all of the obstacles from Curtis and his family, our housing and job programs can be the springboard that youth like Curtis need to have a better chance for success. And as I see all of the committed Shelter from the Storm Society members here today, I know that it takes gifts from two of you to ensure that one of these foster youth receive the services that they need. So it's an effort of numbers. And the other reason we do this is to build a stronger community. We all love Sacramento. I'm a Sacramento native. We have to have a stronger community. We're the most broken and vulnerable among us must know that someone cares. You know, I'm blessed to still have my 93-year-old mother with us, and this has been a transition year for her. After leaving her home of 60 years to go into an assisted living program, and now into the memory care portion of that facility. Our visits are interesting conversations that are often contained in this very short loop that recycles and recycles and recycles. But I always go in and I always introduce myself first and foremost because I want to make sure she knows who's visiting with her. So I always go, "Hey, Mom, this is Leo, your younger, smart son." Because I want to make sure she doesn't think I'm one of my brothers, first off. However, when I ask her a little deeper question about her early years growing up on a farm in Nebraska, now I'm in for a more longer, lucid conversation about the wonderful memories she had with her brothers and sisters growing up on this farm, the horses, the wraparound porch, the uncles and aunts that would come to visit, milking of the cows, the selling of the eggs. She's very lucid about those memories. She isn't quite as lucid about her later teen years when she developed into a premier fast-pitch softball player that earned her a place as the first woman voted into the Sacramento Softball Hall of Fame. All those memories are fading fast, but she always remembers the why of what I do for a living. She always ends our visits with the proclamation, "I'm proud of you, son," always. Perhaps this is why it was so difficult to consider closing the senior safe house a few months back. Knowing the Beverleys and Johns would have no place to go to escape the abuse that was overwhelming. But once again, you all didn't let us down. You rallied the community, you closed the gap we needed to keep the safe house open this year, and gave us a foundation to build on for the next year and the years to come. So again, from the bottom of my heart, for Safe in the Senior Safe House, thank you so very, very much. So as government continues to decrease support for the kind of programs we operate, we know that we have a gap of about $750,000 to make up this year. And every year, you guys have done a wonderful job to help get us to fill that gap. And again, this year we hope is no different. But we do it because of you. And in turn, I want you to know that you can be assured that we are doing everything to run Volunteers of America in an effective and efficient manner as possible. We measure everything we do, and we only continue to do those things that we are doing well. Volunteers of America believes in serving the whole person, and sometimes that takes more than one program. So we have improved and connected existing services so clients can address multiple needs in one place. Why send them around the town to 5 or 6 different locations? The veterans residing in our transitional housing program now works with our housing advocates, our job developers, our case manager teams to access the continuum of services that allows veterans to move from living on the streets to employment and stable housing. Employment is the engine of hope, and to this end we have developed a number of lines of training initiatives that prepare our families, our foster youth, our veterans, and those reclaiming their lives from homelessness, addiction, and mental illness. We are providing meaningful internship, paid internship in areas of culinary arts that was spoken to earlier, facility maintenance, landscaping, plumbing, janitorial, and tomorrow at our career fair at Mather Community Campus, we will introduce 200 of our students and veterans and youth to more than 50 employers from a range of industries. I think this is about the 3rd time this year we've done it too. So we're really getting our folks in front of businesses, and the businesses are responding and they're hiring our folks. These potential employers will meet individuals like Sam, an Army veteran who did two tours of Iraq before he was discharged with PTSD. After he arrived home at the age of 26, he found himself homeless and desperate. Today he is working full-time as an HVAC plumbing apprentice at Bonnie Plumbing and will be attending the Mather Community graduation on June 4th. In fact, we're graduating 100 of our students who have successfully completed their job development program and have graduated from homelessness to independent living, permanent housing, and employment. We are successful in what we do because of your support of our mission. Truly believe that. Your trust allows us to respond to the growing numbers of men, women, and children who walk through our doors looking for someone to listen, to guide them back, to get on their feet. I've said this to you before. We are changing our community one child, one family, one person at a time. On behalf of each person served by Volunteers of America, thank you for your time, your commitment, and your generosity. I really want to say God bless each and every one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.